Here's why college football is the very best sport in the world. Number one, atmosphere. You cannot replicate the vibes and that pure emotion that you feel when you're getting ready to watch a rivalry game in college football. If you're a diehard fan of your favorite college football team and you have a major rivalry, you think about it the whole week going into it. I'm an Ohio State fan, and every single year that week rolls around, all I think about is the game. And even if you're not a fan of one of those teams that's a part of the game that you're watching, I'm on the edge of my seat every single year watching Tennessee go up against Alabama. You sit down and you watch a rivalry game and you compare it to any other regular season game of any other sport, and I don't think it comes close. Number two, upsets. Now, obviously, we all know that college football isn't the most competitive sport. Obviously, you have varying discrepancies between programs. Like you watch Ohio State face off against Akron or something like that. And those matchups aren't as competitive as watching NFL football games or maybe international soccer, for example. But it makes it so much better when you get those upsets like Vanderbilt upsetting Alabama. Number three is the importance of each game. One of the biggest differences between college football and the NFL and NBA is that importance of the regular season game. In college football, you only have 12 regular season games, and at least 8 or 9 of those are going to be in conference games, which means you could be a team like Ohio State in 2023, and you can go 11 and 0. You can win 11 straight games, and then you lose one game by 6 points to the eventual national champions in Michigan, and you're left out of the playoffs completely. Whereas in NFL, we've seen so many years where the NFC South will not even have a team that's really worthy of being in the playoffs, and they get a first round home field advantage just for winning their division. But the most important thing, in my opinion, is the pageantry. Everything matters a little bit more in college football history. You got programs like Texas and Notre Dame that are internationally recognized. You see that logo, you might just know what it is. Just on the history that they've built over the past century. Between the pregame walkouts to traditions that each team has when they come out, like Clemson, Virginia Tech. You have the different uniforms that certain teams bring out for special occasions. And then you have even the fans getting involved with things like the whiteout and Happy Valley. All of the traditions like dotting the I, Michigan with the banner, Florida State. It's those little things that aren't a part of the game in itself that makes the game better. College football is a 365-day sport. You have the preseason with the training camp battles. You want to see who's going to emerge as the starting quarterback for Michigan. Then you have the season itself. After that, you got championship weekend where all the conference championships get played. And then you got bowl season. Now, bowl season has kind of gotten watered down a little bit with the opt-outs and transfer portal, but it's still a lot of pretty fun bowl games. And then you have the college football playoff, which granted, it is a pretty flawed system, but you get to finally see everything culminate. Which programs that were hyped up since the preseason, see who's going to show up and actually execute. And after the national championship game is played, you have National Signing Day. And from January until the next time the season rolls around, you're going to be looking at recruiting battles and seeing which players are going to which programs. And you know every college football fan loves to overreact to spring ball, where you get to see some of those players who didn't get to play that much last season, see how they turned out, and see how those starters who returned for their sophomore, junior, and senior seasons, how they developed over the winter. And that carries us right back through the summer, and then we get right back into training camp in the fall. And lastly, we have college football game day. Now, I don't believe that there's any pregame show of any sport that is as entertaining as college football game day. How many other pregame shows has fans waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning to watch Nick Saban, Pat McAfee, Desmond Howard, Kirk Herbstreit and company sit there and talk about ball for a couple hours before we get to the action? For people like me, it's really a tradition to wake up, cook some breakfast, and listen to game day while I get excited for all the games that's going to be played that day. And that's why I believe that college football is the very best sport in the world.